Hello everyone, and welcome to the new video series Hot Topics with Josh. My name is Josh and I'll be your host for today as we discuss the top 5 most sexist games of all time. This series is sponsored by the folks over at Video Entertainment Analysis Group, so please like this video and share it around to spread the word if you enjoy it. It truly helps the cause and it's relatively painless. Also, be sure to get all the latest and greatest underground gaming news for intellectuals by intellectuals at www.veag.us. Veag.us. Now, obligatory plugs aside, let's set the stage here a little bit. I am a feminist, tried and true. Ever since I was 12 years old, I have appreciated the true beauty of a woman, and I do not just mean her looks. When I was 12, I went on my first date with my first real girlfriend. We went to the park and went bird watching since I didn't really have money to take her out anywhere. She was 34 and I was 12, but I didn't let that get in the way of how much I loved her. She was blind and couldn't see how young I was, but I realized that this only made us closer. Even though she had no idea of my age, she still loved me like I was a grown man with a BMW. She used to tell me my voice was cute for a cage fighter. You know, it's inner beauty like this that inspired me to become a feminist. In retrospect, bird watching probably wasn't the best idea for a date with a blind girl, but she said she could hear their wings flapping, so I guess it worked out. Society has judged women on their looks and sex appeal for centuries, and both genders are guilty. It's not just men, and it's not just women. The real demon behind this madness is media. Magazines, movies, and yes, even video games. That's why I'm here with you today. Obviously, there's more to women than how well they take care of their body, if they shave, or what their fashion sense is. Women are people, and they should get the same respect as men do, especially in video games. But why is female portrayal more important in video games? Well, video games are primarily enjoyed by young people, and young people are highly impressionable. If women are always shown as love interests, damsels in distress, or sexual objects, how do you think those kids and preteens are going to view women later in life? I shudder at the thought. Instead of being apathetic towards them like they would any other person, young women and men will actually try to help females when they are in dire situations, when they are perfectly capable, beautiful individuals who will only be put down and belittled when offered assistance. Well, let's hope that never happens. After a couple hours of research, I've compiled a list of the top 5 most sexist games of all time that we should all avoid and boycott. Let's start out with number 5.
Number 5.
In 1994, Interplay Entertainment released a pick-and-flick adventure game that stars a grotesque hero named Boogerman. Yeah, really mature. This game totally had a progressive and intellectual storyline. Well, now, immaturity may not be all that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, so what was it exactly that landed this game on the number 5 spot? Well, the game lacks any sort of appeal to women whatsoever. Boogerman doesn't feature a female protagonist. In fact, it's hard to tell if the game features a female character at all. The lack of a female playable character is bad enough, but to completely exclude an entire gender of humanity? For shame, Interplay. And the icing on this gross green cake is that the game's plot and sound design all revolve around toilet humor. It just oozes a sort of men-only vibe, since most average guys in the 18 to 34 age range think poop and boogers are funny. Honestly, if my mom or grandma or any female member of my family caught me playing this game, I'd probably be disowned and have my allowance cut off. There's just no redeeming quality for the fairer sex here at all. Sorry, Boogerman, but I would never pick you off the shelf.
Number 4. Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy. It's a series that's been a long-time fan favorite amongst RPG players and even has a very strong female fan base. So how does the sequel to the highest-selling Final Fantasy of all time suffer from the plague of internal sexism? It even has a varied female cast and a female protagonist. Well, the fact that you can play as a pink-haired warrior named Sarah is fine, but it's what Sarah's journey consists of that troubles me. First off, let's look at the overall goal of the game. Sarah must travel through history, solving paradoxes and defeating mighty foes to rescue her sister Lightning from a purgatory at the end of time. Wait, what was that? Rescue her sister? Yep, that's right, guys. Once again, the goal of the game is to save a damsel in distress. How many times will this cliched and outright offensive plot overlay be used? Oh, and let's say you don't want to play as a girl. They even include some brown-haired guy named Noel to accompany Sarah on her quest. That's right, Square Enix. There's no possible way a girl could go on an adventure all by herself, right? Better send in a phoned-in anime boy who's obviously stronger than your main protagonist to become the clinch character of the storyline. It's sickening. I mean, Sarah can't even defeat a giant tomato monster without her husband Snow swooping in to save the day alongside the anime boy. And don't think I didn't notice that bikini DLC, Square. Well, she does look pretty good, though. I wanna fucking... Oh crap, this is still recording.
Hi, I'm Shane from Vig, and I'm going to be talking about the third game on our list. The third game on the list for the most sexist video game is Rule of Rose. This game is pretty much like, if you ever played the game Silent Hill or Haunting Ground, it's also kind of like a commentary of like halfway houses and like how society like always treats children as like holy figures, and how sometimes society puts these holy figures, like, even though they're jaded senses of morality, since they don't really understand right from wrong, they give them too much attention and make them feel too special. But we're not here to talk about the social or psychological views of this game. No, we're here to talk about how it objectifies women and how it objectifies underage little girl lesbian women. A dog. There's a rapes in it. He's a stray dog. Meet him later in the game, but Stray Dog is this guy who kills girls, and yeah, this game was, like, some of the parts of it weren't really finished, and you can tell that it was kind of rushed out. The company went down under after this game was released, but it's a pretty interesting game because it not only focuses on the children's point of view, but the adults are pretty sick and twisted in this world as well. It's just, all around, everything is pretty messed up. I mean, the Red Crown Aristocats are there, they understand. It's pretty much like a Lord of the Flies, but like a lesbian schoolgirl type setting, and then you have the adults who act like children. So it's pretty much just cancels it out right there. But this game was fucking hot.
Niketsu Cow PC Soccer.
Hello there, I'm Alan Ridge and I'll be handling the next game. I'm just going to read it, because I personally have no opinion on this subject whatsoever. Sliding into number 2 is the crappy dodgeball soccer hybrid game, Niketsu Cow Dodgeball Boo PC Soccer Hen. Niketsu Cow Dodgeball Boo PC Soccer Hen was a Japan-only title developed for the PC Engine home console way back in 1992, same year as my baby puppy was born. He's still alive to this day, and I cherish his sweet sense. He is my best friend. Niketsu Cow Dodgeball Boo PC Soccer Hen made it to the upper half of this infamous list because of its complete disregard for the female status not only in sports. Dang it. Not only in sports, but society itself. All of the game's dodgeball soccer teams consist of men who all seem to be twins, and the only major female character is used as a sexual object to motivate the team. There's even a scene in the game where a girl in a schoolgirl uniform walks down a line of men and kisses each of them on the lips for the sake of motivation. Schoolgirl uniform fetishism aside, the fact that this poor girl uses her body to encourage rather than her mind or words is formidable. And objectification isn't the only thing wrong with Niketsu Cow Dodgeball Boo PC Soccer Hen. As I mentioned earlier, all of the dodgeball soccer teams consist only of men. What, did girls simply not want to play soccer/dodgeball? Was it too hard for the programmers or writers to include a female member, or even an all-female team? This once again shows that modern-day society only considers men worthy of being glorified in sport, and that females should either be cast aside or only play second fiddle. The culmination of all of these negative connotations towards women make this game number 2 on the list of the most sexist games of all time. Number 2 is right.
Custers Revenge.
If you've heard about Custers Revenge before seeing this video, you probably already know why it tops the list of the most sexist games of all time. Custer's Vengeance was produced for the Atari 2600 in 1982, and it instantly went down in history as one of the first sexually explicit games on a home console. Custer's Revenge puts players in the shoes of a historical figure as he tries to rape an Indian woman in the middle of the desert, dodging an array of arrows along the way. Now, this game offended women and feminist activists everywhere, but the game is actually sexist towards men. Believe it or not, sexism can be a male concern as well. Custer's just trying to get some bondage action with his Indian girlfriend, but it seems like everyone is doing everything in their power to prevent him from doing so. Despite the fact that he's forced to become intimate with a woman in the desert for the fear of judgment, they also fire weapons on him the entire time, making his lovemaking a matter of life or death, literally. Every man has the right to be one with a woman, so actually trying to kill someone because they want to get it on doggy style is offensive and illegal. There's no police in the Wild West, though, so the archers certainly got away with it, too. Custer's placed in the worst possible position. And it's a blatant male sexism that puts Custer's Revenge at the top of our list. Well, that's it. There's a ton of great things about video games, but we can't allow ignorance to slowly seep in. Be careful what games you play. Be sure to research them all and check their reviews, because video game journalists have the most grounded opinions in any industry and are all knowledgeable about our passion. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through one of humanity's darkest catacombs. If you want to support women in video games, be sure to like and favorite this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to get more eye-opening content that will help us all change the world for the better. Thank you for watching. This has been Video Entertainment Analysis Group's Josh Hot Topics. Well, actually, it's Hot Topics with Josh, but you got it.